So hello, my name is Sam. So I'm making this video because I want to be able to speak English freely, like without even thinking at all. So right now I think a lot before I speak, and I'm gonna be stuttering a lot in this video. Also, my pronunciation is not the perfect, but I'll try my best. So I was thinking about like make a video about in English, but just talk about anything that I'm thinking about, well, what I'm experiencing, and any topic, right? But I was thinking about. So, first question, let me ask you, like, where do you think I come from? A lot of people say that I'm Korean or Chinese, which is not, but I'm from an Eastern Asia. There's I think around 7 Eastern Asian countries, which is first Japan, North Korea, South Korea, and China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Mongolia, and maybe Macau. I'm not sure, but there's that. And I'm from Mongolia. If you guessed it, good job. But you probably didn't, because I don't look like Mongolian at all. No one told me that I did. Even Mongolian people do. So today I'm gonna be talking about like I'm from Eastern Asia. So how does it feel to live in another Eastern Asia? There's a lot of convenient thing and then a lot of problems too. So I'm just gonna just talk about anything, right? So it's living in this similar country. Like if I go to America or just any Western country like Europe, like even Southeast Asia, like it would be so hard because everything will be new to me. Everything is different. Everything, I have never seen things. But if you live in Asia, Eastern Asia, from another Eastern Asia, I haven't been in every other Asian country, but I've been to China, Beijing, and I'm living in Japan right now. But I've also seen a lot of video about Korea, as if I've already been there, but I've never been there. But so what I'm trying to say is like it's very easy to live in another Eastern Asia, because the first thing is how you look like, the appearance. If you live in a different country, the first problem you have is probably language and then appearance, like, right? People are gonna assume that you're a foreigner, so most people will talk with you in a slow pace, like, oh, hello, can you speak in this language, that language? But in my case, no, because I look like this. People assume that I could be Japanese. No one knows. People, every time I meet a new Japanese person, they're always confused. Like, I don't look like Japanese, but I could be Japanese if I don't speak like, when I speak, like, people will assume that I'm Japanese, because my pronunciation is not that bad. Well, not bragging, but even like when I say I can speak Chinese, by the way. So when I say something to Chinese person, like, oh, why is your pronunciation so good? Like, even Korean, I have a Korean friend, Chinese friend, like, a lot of different race friends, but mostly Asia. But they always say the same thing, which is a kind of problem, if you ask me. So I'm living in a different country. If I speak in Mongolia, I can just speak anything to them, like without them thinking. But when I first come here, like everyone assumed that I'm Japanese, or I assume that I can speak Japanese well enough. So people will just speak so in a fast pace, which I can't understand at first. Right now, I got used to it, but I still like 70%. There's a Japanese is very hard language, even Chinese. So it's hard when you meet a new person. They just speak in very fast pace. I don't understand things. But if you were if I was a Westerner, they would probably try to speak in more slowly, more understandable, and from the beginning, right, without me explaining that, oh, I'm from Mongolia, I'm not Japanese. So there's that. And then and the next thing is the culture. A lot of things similar in most Eastern Asias, right? Like we eat a lot of meat, as well as any other country, but we have a lot of similar foods, such as like dumplings, like a rice beef bowl looking thing, like a lot of we have a lot of similar foods, but also we not only food but culture, right? I use chopsticks, and where am I going with this? Oh yeah, well, so the culture. People ask me like, have you ever been in a culture shock before? But I've never had any big culture shock because everything is similar. Everything is very similar, which is, it's kind of easy to live here, and because, well, there's nothing new here. If I go to America, I would be in so much shock, I think, because everything is new. I've only seen those kind of like Western things in like movies and stuff, like movies, videos. I've never seen them in real life, and it would be interesting, which is my future dream, to live in, not live in, maybe visit any Western country, or European, America, Australia, like any different country than Asia that's not Asia. So yeah, the culture, it's convenient and not convenient at the same time. Well, and the next thing is, I said, well, I'm from Mongolia, right? But any person that is not from Mongolia doesn't know anything about Mongolia. Or if you speak in historical, everyone knows Genghis Khan, right? But aside from that, no one knows anything about Mongolia. Everyone assumes that, hey, you live in a rural country, like countryside. Have you ever been in? Do you ride a horse? Like, I've never ridden a horse. Okay, I'm from Mongolia, and I've never ridden a horse. I live in a city, just like you guys, most of you guys. I'm from a city. Well, and people assume that unless I say that I'm from Mongolia, like no one knows anything. Like, oh, are you from Korea? Are you from China? And I say Mongolia. Oh, really? Oh, I've never seen a Mongolian in real life before. And here, you're saying Mongolian that doesn't look like Mongolia, but it's fine. You can ask me about my country, right? But whenever I speak about talk with them, and then they say like, hey, Have you ever been in? How does it live? How does it look? Feel like living in a city? But I've never lived in a countryside. Like in the opposite way. Well, uh, it's the same thing. There's just big building, a little bit advanced technology, but nothing else, right? Nothing else is different. Mongolia has a city. You should know that too. Mongolia has city. It's called Ulaanbaatar, my home country. No, my hometown. But I don't suggest to go there. If you're visiting Mongolia, just go to the countryside. It's a beautiful, not the city. The city is horrible. Don't go there. So, yeah. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? I don't know. Well, so Eastern Asia, living in different Eastern Asia is not, it's kind of problematic to me, at least. Everyone thinks that you're from that country. Because like, if you're living in a different country, there's like a foreigner pass thing, right? Oh, he's a foreigner, he probably doesn't know anything about it. But to me, none of those exist. Like, no one knows that I'm a foreigner. Well, most of them don't, unless I speak with them. Yeah, that's all. Well, nothing else. Maybe I'll make another video, talk anything, and see you in the next video.